Let's look at how to create an animation that happens based on scroll position. I have a scroll group here, and notice that it goes all the way to the top of the screen. I want to create an animation that happens as I scroll this, where the header collapses. So I'll select the scroll group and the header, and create a behavior. First, think about what states you'll need. I have my initial state, and I'm going to create a new state where the header's collapsed. So I'll name that collapsed. In the collapsed state, I'll scale the background down a bit, move this label up, and the avatar I'll scale down and fade out. Now I don't need to move the scroll group because as I scroll, this content will be up in this area. Now think about how you'll navigate between these states. I want to transition from the initial state to the collapsed state while scrolling. So I'll create a link on the scroll group targeting the collapsed state. When you create a link on a scroll group in the Behavior Designer, it defaults to a special type of gesture called scroll. When you create a scroll gesture, you can define a range by sliding this arrow. That determines how far you'll scroll before you reach the target state. When you scroll over that range, the animation will happen and you'll end up at the target state. So you can see as I scroll, the animation is happening, and now I've reached the collapsed state. But I don't have any links going back the other way, so let's make sure there's a way to get back. From the collapsed state, I'll select the scroll group and create a link targeting the initial state. I want to use the same range but in the opposite direction. If you click this arrow on the scroll gesture, it flips the values, making the range go in the other direction. Now I can drag this down so that it's about the same height. And now when I scroll, the header collapses as I pass through that range. And as I pass through that range in the other direction, I go back to the initial state and the header expands again.